Good evening and welcome to a brand new season of the Formula Racing League. This is the Tier 1 category and we've got qualifying coming up right now. Tom Cairns in the country box give you the details for today's event. So a rundown of who is driving where for this season. The full-time drivers Dan Murphy and Dean Phelan for Haas. At Williams you've got Total Peas and Pimus. At Mercedes you've got Turenbar and Infinite Glory. At Ferrari, Origin Gamma and Romans Republic make up the lineup. At Red Bull, we've got Smalley and Jay Hartnell. At McLaren, we've got TTV03 Dixon and Liverpool fan. At Racing Point, Jinnit to Win It and Big Balls Bowles. At Renault, we've got Mystic Joker and Casey Bernard 2002. AlphaTauri have Lizard 14 and Becco 44. And finally, Alfa Romeo have Brizzy Boy 28 and Tekken Shio Ogre. Well, 18 of the drivers are here. Well, I say 18 of the drivers. One of the drivers has filled in for someone. We've got Safdar 21, who's in place for Tekken Shio Ogre. I'm looking to see who else is not here today. It looks as though that Smalley 13 is here. He's definitely here. Is the Scot. Just looking to see who else is not around today. There seems to be both Mercedes drivers in there. So that only one of the Renaults is here. Casey Bernard is, but Mystic Joker is not. Oh yeah, Mystic Joker is here. We'll find out as the session goes on anyway. But this is the Tier 1 category. It's the top tier of all three tiers in the Formula Racing League. Now the ones to look out for, Smalley 1310 is the reigning champion. He won last season's championship by a comfortable 81 points, which is more than more than double of Dan Murphy's second position of 74. So you should expect those drivers to be in there. We've also got the reigning Tier 2 champion, Pimus 1, who is racing for Williams. Could he put himself in the frame for Championship Glory, and maybe Infinite Glory, consistent over the course of the season in Tier 2. He'll be looking to put himself in the frame for pole position. Now, in case you want to know about the point system for this particular championship, is different to most sim leagues. Find out the point system. Whenever I do find it on here, it is somewhere. Here we go. So this is the point system for Season 2, which is this season that we're just about to begin. We've got 40 points for the race winner, 32 for second, and 26 for third. Then it's the even number scored points from 4th to 14th. Although I say that, the 13th place driver would get 3 points and 15th place driver would get 1. So the top 15 score points rather than the top 10. You get a point also for the fastest lap, but only if that driver finishes inside the top 10, and there's a point on offer for the pilot who qualifies on pole position. So on to qualifying then in Japan, Suzuka, the first round of this 13 race season. Becco 44 in the AlphaTauri, looking to go for glory this time round. Now last season he trying to see where he finished in last season's championship. Becco 44 finished 17th with just 7 points to his name. He needs a better score this time round, really. He's got a good chance of exceeding it now with the point system change. He's got a great chance of doing it, but he needs to try and put himself in the top 10 more and more often. He's on a flying lap so far on the soft compound. Onto the back straight. Coming towards 130R, and after then will be the Casio Triangle. And it's a smooth right kink, which takes him onto the start-finish straight. No problem through the Casio Triangle, and Becco 44 crosses the line to post the first time of the session. It's a 1:27.5. Not a bad lap. That's the benchmark for the others to beat. We've got Pimus 1, who's about to complete his lap. Romans Republic has bettered Becco's time on a 1:27.3. That's 2/10 quicker. What can Pimus 1 produce? It's a 1:27.9, not as quick as the top two. So he's got time to find so far. Bernard's just started his flying lap. Brizzy Boy is on a hot lap. Jay Hartnett also on a flying lap with his Liverpool fan, who's the next driver to complete a flying lap in the McLaren. Liverpool fan promoted up from Tier 2. Can he mix it in with the big boys here in Tier 1? It goes 4 fastest on his 1:28 flat, which is not as good of a lap as the top three. He's close enough anyway. Brizzy Boy over the line he goes to put himself to provisional pole position on a 1:26.7. That's more like it from Brizzy Boy. Fantastic to see that. Brizzy Boy last season, just trying to look to see where he ended up in last season's championship. Can't see him in the top 20 on here. He may be a newbie to this series. And Pimis One's gone for a spin on his, I don't know whether that was another flying lap or he's late where he's coming back into the pits. Bernard's had his time invalidated for exceeding track limits, as has Origin Gamma. Big Balls Bowles, another one of those up from Tier 2 in the racing point. Coming onto the back straight now. He's kept his car within the limits of the racetrack. So 1:10.6 through Sector 2. Can he find any more time through the Casio Triangle? Not bad through there. It was a very nice line they took. Over the line he goes, takes the shorter route to the line. It's a 1:27 flat, puts him second fastest. Not a bad lap indeed. Who else is on a flying lap at the moment? I think Origin Gamma was going out for another lap in the Ferrari. He's not low on fuel, so we can only assume that he is on a hot lap. Through the hairpin he goes, and then a smooth right kink, which takes him down towards Spoon. Nails the apex nicely there, gets the car turned in, hugs the curb almost on the inside. Doesn't use too much curb on the outside. He puts the right-hand side of his car on the AstroTurf on the right-hand side, which is a rather clever thing to do here in Suzuka. Through 130R smoothly. The Casio Triangle is next for Origin Gamma. And this lap should put him up there into second place on 1:26.8. He's one and a half tenths away from pole. Total P's is also on a fast lap. Bernard 2002 goes over the line to put himself fifth fastest. 1:27.4. Now, Infinite Glory is on a fast lap at the moment. Total P's is next up in the Williams. In fact, he's lost time somewhere as Total P's. He maybe just be prepping a lap for when he starts it. He'll post a time nevertheless, but it's not going to be a representative one. So he'll go again. Infinite Glory in the second sector at the moment, exiting the hairpin and the right kink. Heading through Spoon Curve. And onto the back straight. And Smalley's just saying, you could just say Smalley, you don't have to say the numbers. I do usually say the names, it's just sometimes when I see a number, I just sometimes can't resist saying it. But yeah, if you want me to call you Smalley, that's fine, that's not a problem with me. Infinite Glory, Tier 2 runner-up last season, goes 7th fastest on a 1:27.7. Not bad of a lap, but there's still more time to be found as far as he's concerned. Total P's is on a fast lap. He shouldn't have too much track ahead of him. There is a Renault going through 130 rather slowly, but I think that's just to give himself some space for when he starts his flying lap, unless he's coming into the pits. Total P's coming through 130R, and now the Casio Triangle. Over the line he comes. and puts himself to provisional pole position of 1:26.2. That's an amazing time from Total Peace. Take that, the rest of the field. Half a second clear of everyone else. There's still some drivers who have yet to set a time so far, but that's a phenomenal effort. Ginit to win it has just started his first flying lap. He's got to hope he doesn't have too much traffic ahead of him. But let's see what he can do. It's a tricky section is the S's here at Suzuka. Through Degner nicely. He's gone past the Williams, who's on his in lap, and he's got out of the way nicely, actually. So Ginit to win it can have a clean run to the line. There is a Red Bull coming down the back straight. I don't know whether it's on an outlap or an in-lap. It's Smalley, who's on an outlap at the moment, who will be prepping for his first hot lap of the session. Just under 8 minutes to go in qualifying here at Suzuka. We've still got 7 drivers who have yet to post a lap time. Ginit to win it is one of them. Although he will be setting the time very shortly, providing he keeps his racing point within the confinements of the racetrack. Through the Casio Triangle he goes. Down the hill onto the start finish straight, like the others, takes the shorter route and posts a 1:27 dead. And he goes 4th fastest. Not a bad lap there from Ginit to win it. And Lezard 14. Or Lezard. Almost with the colours of Fernando Alonso on that helmet there. Over the line he goes. Provisional pole position. 1:25.9. The first driver to post within the 1:25s here at Suzuka. That's an amazing lap from him. So early on in this session, we're seeing some fantastic lap times, and we've still got just under 7 minutes remaining here. Can anyone beat that? And Total Peace has retired from the session. Well, I think he'll be ruined that, because Les has just gone to provisional pole position, and Dixon, I think, is just moving out of the way of other drivers getting through. He must have made a mistake somewhere. But here's Safdar in the Alfa Romeo, the last minute replacement. With DRS, opens it, goes 7th fastest on a 27.2. Not bad so far. Smalley is next in the Red Bull. He got a little bit of wheel spin as he came out of the Casio Triangle. He goes 3rd fastest on a 26.3. That's a very good lap from Smalley, the reigning champion of the Formula Racing League. Goes to the top 3. Mystic Joker out on track now in the Renault, yet to post a time. Dixon has gone for another run in the McLaren. I think he deliberately did a fast lap. Well, I say he did a fast lap. He did a preparation lap just to run down on the fuel. So that when he completes his flying lap, he's completing it on less fuel, and therefore he'll be on a lighter machine. Here's Mystic Joker in the Renault, just coming to complete sector 2. So 1:10.1. Now, Mystic Joker, I would expect him to be within sort of the realms of maybe the top 8. And Lezard's retired from the session now, so he won't be improving his time. Mystic Joker goes 4th fastest on a 26.4. Very good time from him. Turenbar on a flying lap as well. Now Dixon, he's looking to put himself, I would say, maybe in the top 5. Now, Dixon, as far as I know, I think it's Adam Dixon, who was 7th in last season's Formula Racing League on 47 points. If it's a different Dixon, I do apologise. But do let me know in the comment section on the stream. And here's Turenbar completing the first time lap of his session. Dixon going 9th fastest on a 1:27 dead. Turenbar 9.99, 26.8. Good time from him. So everyone's set a lap time so far. We've got over 4 minutes to go in this session. Now, who's on a flying lap at the moment? Safdar's not. Pimus is not. He's just backed off. And it looks as though that drivers are going to be rushing back into the pit lane to get another set of the soft compound on and go again for a last ditch effort. So Mystic Joker coming back into the pits. Turenbar going for another time lap. In fact, he's a 10th up in sector 1 on this lap. It's interesting he's decided to stay out for another run. Let's see what his sector 2 time is like in the number 9 Mercedes. Orange and Gamma has retired from the session now, so 7th will be the highest. He'll be on the grid, bar any grid penalties, of course. And Turenbar is nearly 2/10 up from his previous best. He's running out of VRS though, which is not good news. Especially if you're on a hot lap. He might just come back into the pits. No, he's carrying on. Over the line he goes. And it's nearly a 10th faster than before. Goes 6th. I think he was 6th before that time. He improves his time, but remains 6th. Here's Becco, who set the first time of the session earlier on. He's on an improved sector 1. Coming through spoon curve now. Executes that nicely. Smalley has left the session now as well, so 3rd will be the highest he'll start. He won't be getting that pole position point. Becco coming through sector 2. He's over 3/10 up from before. Could put him up maybe 11th or 12th, unless he finds some more time, which could put him on the brink of the top 10. He crosses the line anyway and goes up to 12th with that lap. Jay Hartnell in the Red Bull is also on a flying lap. He's got a Ferrari ahead of him who's just completing his outlap. That's Roman's Republic. He should just stay out of the way. But Jay Hartnell got a kick of oversteer as he came out of the Casio Triangle. He improves to 16th. 4/10 quicker than before. I'm not sure how he'll feel about that. He'll probably be disappointed if I'm honest with you. Turenbar has retired from the session. He won't be any higher than 6th. It's good to see who else is on a fast lap. Infinite Glory is on a better lap than before. He's only a 10.5 quicker than before through sector 2. Exiting the Casio Triangle. Coming up to the start-finish straight now. He's bettered his time, but remains 17th. Safdar's retired from the session. The highest he'll start is 11th. Becco is on another flying lap. Liverpool fan is on a faster lap than before. He's the slowest of all the drivers on a 28 dead. So an improvement is required from him if he's to improve his position. He's over 4/10 slower than the next guy ahead of him, which is Infinite Glory. Jinitowitz retired from the session as well. Liverpool fan only goes a 10th quicker than before. That's really disappointing from me, it has to be said. So he'll start at the back of the grid. Big Balls Bowser's retired from the session. Mystic Joker on a flying lap. He's quicker through sector 1 than before. Pim Swan has posted a brilliant first sector. 2/10 quicker than before as well. Infinite Glory also on a faster lap than before. He's over 3/10 up in sector 1. What's his sector 2 time like? 3/10 up. Could go up, maybe up to 13th ahead of Pimus 1. Coming out of the Casio Triangle now. DRS open. And he goes up to 11th. That's much better from Infinite Glory. Casey Bernard. I'm not sure if he's on a fast lap. He's backed off on this lap. Pimus 1 is on a fast lap in the Williams. He's had his time invalidated for exceeding track limits, so no improvement of him. So no improvement from him. Liverpool fans backed up on this lap, and Dixon had his lap invalidated as well. So the first point of the season for pole position goes to Lezard 14 in the AlphaTauri. It's Total P's on the front row next to him, Smalley and Mystic Joker on row 2, Brizzy Boy and Turinbar on row 3, Orange and Gamma and Jinnit to win it on row 4, Big Balls Bells and Dixon on row 5, Infinite Glory and Safdar on row 6, Becker and Pimis row 7, Roma's Republic and Bernard on row 8, Jay Harnell and Liverpool fan make up row 9. So it was a very interesting qualifying session, very, very fast times, but that's just qualifying. The race is the most important part. Just a reminder, the top 15 score points, not just the top 10. The top 15 score points, 40 points for the race win, 32 for second. And looking at how many points you do get for third place, I believe it's 28, or it might be 26. I can just have a look now. It's 26 for third, 20 for fourth, 18 for fifth, 16 for sixth. So just another reminder of the grid for the Japanese Grand Prix, the first race of the Tier 1 category in the Formula Racing League. Lizard on pole position and getting the championship point. Total Piece in second. Smalley and Mystic Joker on row 2. Brizzy Boy and Turinbar row 3. Orange and Gamma and Jinnit to win it on row 4. Bigger Balls Bells and Dixon on row 5. Infinite Glory and Safdar on row 6. Becco and Pimis on row 7. That's Roma's Republic and Casey Bernard on row 8. Jay Hartnell and Liverpool fan make up the grid. At least those outside the top 10 under the Part Fermo rules can choose whatever tyres they would like to start the race on. The top 10 have to start on the same tyres as they set their fastest times on. So less than 2 seconds separating the whole grid, which is good to see. Very, very close field. Will race strategy play its role in this? I can imagine so. So at the moment, waiting for the drivers to complete their strategies for the race. If you have just joined us, welcome. If you do have any questions about the championship itself, or you've got anything to ask me, feel free to leave any questions or any pointers in the comment section below. I think we're actually into Q2 for qualifying. I've only just realised it's full qualifying. I thought it was an 18-minute short qualifying session, but I forgot that it's actually a full qualifying session. So the drivers that were knocked out in Q1 were Liverpool fan, Jay Hartnell, and in 16th place, just trying to remember who else was involved in there, that will be the Renault of Casey Bernard. So those are the only 3 that got knocked out. So it's a 15-minute Q2 session, which will determine who will start in positions 11 to 15. Perhaps that's why a lot of the drivers who retired from the session, knowing that they've set fast enough times to guarantee their place in Q2. That makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, but thank you for pointing that out there, Smalley, because yeah, I should have known it was full quali. I should have known it's full quali. I saw it in the lobby, and I had this habit in my mind. It was an 18-minute session, but no, it's a 3-part qualifying. So if you are, I do apologise for the mix-up in terms of whether that was the grid or not. So Lezard does not get the point for pole position, not yet anyway. But given his pace from earlier on, I can imagine he's going to be in the frame for pole position, providing he does get into Q3. Total Peace was the closest to him in Q1. Now remember, the top 10 do get through to Q3, and doing so, whatever tyres they do get to Q3 on, they have to start the race on them. Now, I'd be interested to know how many drivers will choose to go out on the mediums. Turinbar is going to try and do it on the medium compound. Roman's Republic is on a fast lap in the Ferrari. Coming through the hairpin. Seen some overtakes over the years. Just ask Kamiri Kobayashi. His heroics in 2010, where he was passing a fair few cars in that section of the racetrack. Here's Roman's Republic on the back straight. I suppose the Q1 for the drivers, the faster drivers, it's a good practice for what's to come in the last two sessions. Roman's Republic is going to be crossing over the line to post the first time of Q2. It's a 26.9. Total P's is, well, I say Total P's. Becco has completed his first lap of Q2. It's a 27.2. And Total P's has backed off on this lap. I'm not even sure he used the ERS on this lap. He probably just saved it so that he can burn off a bit of fuel and then go again. Brizzy Boy's had his time invalidated. Infinite Glory on a fast lap. Orange and Gamma about to complete a flying lap in the Ferrari. Over the line he comes. DRS open. It's a 27.7 on the medium compound. He'll need to go again. Will Orange and Gamma. I doubt he'll get through with a time like that. Turinbar is on a fast lap of his own. Smalley is about to complete a flying lap. Who else is out there at the moment who's on a fast lap? We'll stay with Smalley because he's on the medium compound. Can the reigning champion post a very, very strong lap time here? Oh, he most certainly can. 26.5 is a very fast time on the mediums. Now, I wonder if he will sit out the rest of Q2 in the hope they won't get pushed down into 11th or lower. Oh, and someone's had a moment at Dunlop. It's the Alfa Romeo of Brizzy Boy pushing too hard at Dunlop. Just getting out of the way of the McLaren that's going past. It's Dixon, but he's had his time invalidated anyway. Ginit to win it, so posted a time of 29.5. Not very representative. Turinbar in the Mercedes. He's going to cross over the line and goes third fastest. Now, Infinite Glory has posted a time on the mediums. I wonder if he'll choose to start the race on those in the hope that, you know, the one-stop strategy in the race could be the way to go for him. I think his lap time may have been invalidated, but we'll see. It's most likely out of qualifying anyhow. Here's Lizard, 14, on the soft compound. Now, will he decide to carry on with the lap and just blast it over the line like usual? He will do on this occasion. It's a 25.7, which puts him fastest in this Q2 session. It's likely he'll start the race on those tyres. Here's Pimus 1. Coming through the Casio triangle. I'm not sure if it's a particularly fast lap here from Pimus 1. Crosses over the line now. It's a 27.5. I think on the soft compound, I don't think that's a very good time for his standards. Here's Dixon on the medium compound. Coming out of Spoon and down the back straight. It's 1 minute 11.1. I don't think it's going to be a very fast lap here, to be honest with you, from Dixon. You want to be at least in the 1 minute 10s. He's used his ERS already throughout this lap, so he's got to try and push as hard as he can out of the Casio triangle and take a good position here in Q2. It's a 27.6, so that's not too bad, but needs to try and maybe find more time to book his place in Q3. You've got Safdar, who's going out on the circuit now, or he's in the pits. Mystic Joker is on a fast lap. He's one of those also on the medium compound. Big Balls Bells is still in the pits. I'll be interested to know if Infinite Glories is still doing the still doing Q2, because his graphic has dimmed and his time looks as though it's not good enough to get him into Q3. But Lizard's retired from the Q2 session, so clearly he's happy with his work. Q2, confident he will get to Q3, understandable. Mystic Joker coming through the Casio triangle now. What can he put together on the medium compound? 6 minutes to go here. Over the line he goes. It's going to be a 26.9. And that's third fastest for Mystic Joker. Great stuff from him. Total P's out on the circuit in the Williams. His time is not a representative one. They set on the mediums earlier on. I think Roman's Republic has just started his latest flying lap. And down the back straight. One minute 9.8. So with the time he's setting at the moment, it should put him at the very minimum into the low 1 minute 27s. Probably high 1 minute 26s. Over the line he goes. It's a 26 dead. Second fastest for Total P's, and that should see him through. Didn't win it, also out on circuit on a fast lap on the medium compound. He probably deliberately went slower on the soft so that he can get a run in on those and go on the mediums later on, which he's doing so now. He's 1.8 seconds up, so he's on course for a time in the 1 minute 27s, but he needs to be in the low 1 minute 27s to have any hope of getting into Q3 on the mediums. Out of the Casio triangle he goes. DRS wide open, and it's 27.1. That's a very good lap there from Jennings to win it on the mediums. Smalley has left the session, confident he's done enough to get through to Q3. I should think so too as well. And Orange and Gamut, a full second up from his previous best. He set on the mediums. With the time he's setting so far, it should put him in the 1 minute 26s. Infinite Glory's knocked out now, he's down to 11th. Orange and Gamut goes up to 5th on the softs, which pushes Pimis down to 11th. Beko is the next driver at risk of being eliminated here. Safdar is also out on circuit, and is Big Balls Bells leaving it until the last minute to post their lap times, probably saving tyre life for the race. Brizzy Boy out on the circuit on the soft compound, looking to improve after that mistake earlier on at Dunlop. Coming into the hairpin. Executing the apex nicely, hugging the inside curb. Spin curve, he goes through. And in terms of traffic, he's got a Williams ahead of him, which looks like Pimis, who I believe will be prepping for a fast lap, or he'll be coming back into the pits. It shouldn't hold up Brizzy Boy though. Coming into the Casio Triangle now. Over the line he goes, takes the shorter route. He goes up to third. 1 minute 26.4. Total Please is left the Q2 session. That should see him through to Q3 of the lap he's posted. So Pimis 1 is in the drop zone. He needs to get a faster lap time in. As does Becco, who is on a faster lap from before, 4/10 up from his previous best. He goes over the line now, and it's 7th fastest on a 26.8, which pushes Dixon into the drop zone. Safdar's backed up on this lap. Orange and Gamma has retired from the session as well. He's confident he's made it through. Big Balls Bells is also backing off, so he's just perhaps burning a little bit of fuel so that he's on a lighter fuel load for when he does his fast lap. Safdar crosses the line, as does Big Balls Bells now. And Pimis is on a faster lap than before. Didn't see a sector 1 time. Oh, I don't think he's on a fast lap actually, he's backed off, so see a lot of drivers backing off at the moment. Now Safdar and Big Balls Bells are on their last time laps here. Jinit to win it, who's already left the session, who's posted his time on the mediums, is the one at risk. He's over 7/10. He's over 7/100ths off from Dixon, who's pitted. So Dixon won't be improving. He's out. Who will be joining him? We know Infinite Glory will be. So we're just waiting on 3 more drivers to complete their laps. In fact, Pimis has just missed the. He's just come into the pits actually. So he's out of qualifying. What can Safdar produce? Going through 130R now. Through the Casio Triangle he goes. And it's a 1 minute 26 points. Or it's 1 minute 27.3. Not good enough for him, I'm afraid. So he's out of qualifying. Big Balls Bells also coming through in the racing point. He's up to 7th. That pushes his teammate Jinit to win it out of qualifying. So Jinit to win its gamble of trying to get into Q3 on the medium compound so that he can start the race on those has not paid off. Turenbar can breathe a sigh of relief. He's got through on the mediums, as has Smalley. Those are the only 2 drivers who will be advancing into Q3 by setting their fastest Q2 time on the medium compound. All the others have set their times on the softs. So our qualifying are Jinit to win it, Dixon, Pimis, Safdar, and Infinite Glory. That was an interesting Q2 session, and we've still got 12 more minutes of qualifying to determine who will start inside the top 10 for the Japanese Grand Prix, the first round of the season. And to run down on where the championship will be contested at. Just looking to see what the calendar is for this season. So Japan is obviously the first location, then it's Canada next week, followed by Zandvoort, then it's Monaco, Hungary, Silverstone on the 1st of June, then it's Austin, Sochi, Austria, Mexico, Singapore, Paul Ricard in France, and Abu Dhabi playing host to the season finale on the 20th of July, which is 4 days after the official release of F1 2021, which a lot of motorsport fans are anticipating, expecting it to be a fantastic product, most especially for online. I really, really cannot wait for it. I think it's going to be an excellent game itself. Well, this is Q3, 12 minutes. I would expect most drivers to go for 2 time laps. A few may even go for 1, but we'll wait and see. Now, who will be the first drivers to make their way out onto the circuit? How will track evolution play its role in Q3, I wonder? Well, here's Total Peace, who's making his way out on track now in the Williams. He's probably going to be one of the closer challengers to Lezard 14 and Smalley to take pole position here. Now, all the drivers who have made it into Q3 will have an extra set of the soft compound so that they all get an opportunity to set a fast lap time in this session. Who's your money on for pole? Those who are watching on the stream, do let me know in the comments. Be interested to get in touch. Do please get in touch. I am open to a conversation. Whilst we're waiting for the drivers to begin their flying laps for this last 10 minutes of qualifying before the 26th lap Japanese Grand Prix. Total Peas preparing to begin his fast lap. There are 4 drivers out on circuit now. We'll make it 6 because we've got Total Peas who's the furthest around the circuit. Then it's Becco. Well, so no, it's not Becco. It's Lezard, followed by I think it's Orange and Gamma. Then the Mercedes of Turenbar, Roman's Republic, and the Red Bull of Smalley, who's just come out on circuit. So everyone apart from Becco, Mystic Joker and Brizzy Boy are out on the circuit. Here's Total Peas, the first driver to begin his flying lap in Q3. He avoids traffic. The next car up from him is the Racing Point, who's just going past the Dunlop curve, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. Casey Berners getting in touch saying, "God support my boy, Mystic Joker," but Les's pace has been unbelievably quick. Be very hard to argue against that. I mean, Lezard, I thought he got pole position until I realised it's a 3-part qualifying. But he's most definitely, I would say, the favourite. But don't discount Smalley. He is the reigning champion after all. And Total Peas is about to come through the spoon curve now. And onto the back straight, the Racing Point of Big Balls Bells moving out of the way. We've got the Mercedes of Turenbar, who's next up on the road. I hope that he doesn't impede the Williams. Shouldn't be a problem. Total Peas coming through the Casio Triangle now. He had a little lock up into there. DRS open, over the line he goes. It's a 26, dead. Definitely more time to find from his point of view. Lezard next up in the AlphaTauri. DRS open, and he goes to provisional pole position on a 25.9. Great lap from him. It's not the fastest he's done. He did post a better lap time than that in Q1, but it's definitely a good lap time for him. That could even be enough to get him pole, but we'll have to wait and see. Roman's Republic going third fastest on the 27 dead. Who's the furthest round the circuit at the moment? Who's on the fast lane? It's probably Orange and Gamma, isn't it? So we'll stay with him. Approaching 130, it's 110.5 through sector 2, so it's not the best we've seen so far. If you're going for pole position, you ideally want to be in a high 1 minute 9 by the end of sector 2. Let's see what Orange and Gamma can put. He can probably go ahead of his teammate here, and he does so on a 26.8. Brizzy Boy has crashed out of the session as well, so he won't be setting a time in Q3. That's a shame. It's a big shame. Mystic Joker on a fast lap. Smalley has posted a 126 dead. Table Peas is half a tenth off Lizard with the fastest time. Mystic Joker on a fast lap. Can the Renault find some pace on the last half of the lap? Coming to the point where the circuit overlaps. 1 minute 9.7, that's a good lap time by this stage. This could put him most certainly within range of the top 3 here. Keeps the car within the track limits. DRS open. And he goes up to second on the front row. Just 4 thousandths away from pole position. That's how close it is. So, a tenth of a second separating the top 4. That's incredible. Or just under a tenth. That's an incredible lap time there from Mystic Joker, but not as quick as Lizards. Roman's Republic. I'm not sure if he is on a fast lap. He's got plenty of ERS in there, so he could well be on a fast lap, unless he decides to come in at the end of this. Yeah, he seems to be taking it flat out through Spoon, so we'll stay with him. What's his time like through sector 2? It's a 1:10.6. It's a couple of hundredths down from his previous best, but at least he's got an opportunity to better his time from before. 5 minutes to go in Q3. Roman's Republic determined to at least improve his time. He does improve it. It's a 26.9, but he stays in 8th. Becco has started what could be his final flying lap in the AlphaTauri. Becco was quick in the first part of qualifying, not as quick as his teammate. It's going to be difficult for him to be in the realms of the top 5. I mean, just look how close it is. It's just under 2 tenths between those in the top 5. Can he nail the hairpin here? Oh, that's nice. That's a very good line through the hairpin there from Becco. I can imagine he'll found some time through that. He's coming into Spoon now, though. Going on to the back straight. What's his sector 2 time like? It's going to be a 1:10, isn't it? 10.9. It's not very good, really. He can go ahead of the Ferraris, but I think that's as good as it's going to get for him on this. Unless he decides to come into the pits. No, he goes on to complete the lap. Yeah, he's the slowest out of the 9. Really poor lap there from Becco. He needs to do better than that if he's got enough time to get back in the pits, get another set of the soft compound on, and go again. So everyone else is in the pits, just waiting to time when they are going to be heading out on track. I would have thought they'd be making their way down the pit lane now on their set of soft tyres, but I think they know that once it reaches 0 and they complete their flying lap, the AI takes control of the car, so they'll be putting the fuel loads to the lowest it can be on the car setup screen. Now, I wonder if Becco's actually doing another fast lap here, because he's only about 100th down in sector 1. So we'll just stay with him for the time being. I would have thought he'd be on an in-lap, but no. He's on another fast lap here. Coming out of Spoon. Down the back straight he goes. And it's a 1 minute 10.9. It's only 3 thousandths up from his previous lap. So I doubt we're going to see him going any higher than 9th. He's going to complete the lap here. And it's going to be a 1 minute 27.2. It's only 14 thousandths of a second quicker from before. So the highest he'll start will be 9th for Becco, unless he's got enough time to make his way around and go again and recharge the battery. You can see the other drivers. 8 drivers making their way out onto the circuit now. Big Balls Bowles doing so. Turenbar. So the top 8 on the leaderboard have all just exited the pit lane. Big Balls Bowles is on the cusp actually. He's just got to make sure he gets round in time. And I'm not so sure if he will. He should do. I mean, the fastest time so far is of 1:25, so he may just get over the line with around about 5 seconds to spare. We'll wait and see anyway. So Becco coming back into the pits. Now here's Lessard, who's the first of those who's going to be beginning his final flying lap now. Over the line he goes. DRS open, and he begins the last time lap. Can he extend his gap to Mystic Joker, who's right behind him on the road? So this is going to be very much head-to-head for pole position here. Total Peas could get in on the act if he's quick enough. 20 seconds to go. Can the rest get over the line before the checkered flag? Through the S's, Lessard goes. Turenbar gets over the line with 7 seconds to go, and I think Bob Bells is going to beat the cut there, and he does so. So he's got in as the racing point. So Lessard coming through the hairpin here now. And the racing point has spun at the S's. Luckily, he won't be intervening in anyone else's lap. He most certainly won't be improving. So Lessard on the back straight. It's a 1 minute 9.4, 6 tenths up from his previous best. That's amazing. Unless he makes a mistake into the last corner, surely he's not going to be beaten. Not even from Mystic Joker. So Lessard crosses over the line. And it's a 1:25.3. Mystic Joker goes second on a 25.7. What about the Ferraris? Roma's Republic goes 8th quickest only. Orange and Gamma goes up to 6th fastest. Total Peas goes up into 2nd place on the front row. So Mystic Joker down to 3rd place. Smalley going over the line. Only 4th fastest for the reigning champion. Turenbar on a better lap than before. He goes up to 4th fastest ahead of Smalley. So Turenbar ahead of the reigning champion. So Lessard is on pole position in the AlphaTauri by a massive 0.4 of a second. He gets the first point of this championship season by qualifying on pole position. Total Peas will be very happy with 2nd. Mystic Joker 3rd, I'm sure he'll be pleased with it. Turenbar only 9 thousandths of a second behind him. Then it's Smalley, the reigning champion. Let's go with it all today from 5th on the grid. Then it's Orange and Gamma in 6th for Ferrari. Then it's Big Bob Bowles. It's just coming into the pits after that mistake at the S's. Roman's Republic will start 8th, Becco 9th, and Brizzy Boy, who crashed out in Q3, will line up in 10th. A fascinating qualifying session it was. Brilliant to see, and we've still got the race to come. So Lizard starts on pole position. Then it's Total Peace alongside him. Mystic Joker in third ahead of Turin Bar. Smolly and Orange and Gamma on row 3. Big Balls Bells and Rome's Republic on row 4. Becco and Brizzy Boy on row 5. We'll have a look at the rest of the grid in a moment. Just check to see if there's no drivers who got grid penalties. It doesn't look as though. Really looking forward to this. Hope you all enjoy it as well. Excited to see what tonight's action is going to bring. We've been such a close field in terms of the times that's been set in this Tier 1 category. I think we're going to be in for a belter of an opening round of this Formula Racing League event in Tier 1. So we've not got long to go now before the real action begins. I think Dan Murphy's just joined in the Red Bull, which is good to see, which means we've got a 19-car grid as far as I know, but we'll find out very, very shortly. The driver's just sorting out their tyre strategies as well as what fuel to begin with. Not to mention if we do get a safety car that will affect things, especially for the leaders. I think we're going to be in for a cracker. I can most certainly see it. I can imagine a lot of these drivers are very, very well experienced. I would think that the driver's going to do a formation lap before the main event gets underway here at Suzuka. It's a 27 lap event. The AlphaTauri of Lizard lead in the field on the formation lap ahead of the Williams of Total Peace. And we do have a 19-car grid. Dan Murphy is in the Haas. My apologies, not the Red Bull. The Red Bulls are taken by Smalley and Jay Hartnell. So Dan Murphy has got an opportunity to shine. And Dan Murphy in the championship in Tier 1 last season, he concluded in second with 74 points. Not sure which races last season he actually won. I'd be interested to know for my information and for the audience. Either way, we're going to be in for a cracker of an event here in Suzuka. Let's see what tyres each of the drivers are starting the race on. So Turin Bar and Smalley, who got through to Q3, are starting on the mediums. All of those outside of the top 10 are starting on the mediums. The rest are starting on the softs. So race strategy is going to be a key thing here at Suzuka. Now, how will Lizard play this one out? I think, given his pace so far, he should have good enough pace on the hard tyres to eke out enough of a gap to those behind to take victory here. So 19 drivers in the reckoning. Who will come away as the first race winner under the new point system? Remember, it's 40 points for the race winner, 32 for second, 26 for third, 20 for fourth, right all the way down to 15th place, who gets a point. There's also a point to the driver who sets the fastest lap of the race, providing they do finish in the top 10. So Lizard back in the field up. The AI will take control and place the cars on the grid for the start of this 27-lap Japanese Grand Prix. Wonder who will make the best of starts. There's a couple of cars who say they've been disqualified. Becco and Brisbane, they're not disqualified, it's just probably made contact on the formation lap, which has placed them back onto the grid, whilst the others warm up their tyres and will take to the starts. So Dan Murphy taking his position at the back for Haas. Soon the 5 violets come on. There we go. It's lights out and away we go. out, and Leslie gets off the line reasonably well, but Total Peace is alongside him in the Williams. And then we've got the Renault of Mystic Joker behind. They go side by side into turn 1. Total Peace takes the lead from Leslie down into turn 1. And Mystic Joker slots you behind in 3rd place for Renault. Ahead of Turing Bar, Smalley is 5th. And it's the Ferraris of Orange and Gamma and Roman's Republic. We've got a spinner at the back. It's Pibis, who has spun round in the Williams. Not sure if he's continued. He probably still is continuing, but he's probably picked up damage. And we've got a virtual safety car. So whilst one Williams is in the walls, the other is leading. Total Please getting the jump on Leslie at the start. And what a brilliant getaway there from Total Please. Leslie dropping down to 2nd place. It's Mystic Joker, had a Turing Bar, Smalley, Orange and Gamma, Roman's Republic, Big Balls Bells, Jidit to win it, and Becco rounding out the top 10. Brilliant start from the drivers. Pimus one, not quite so. Starting on the mediums, I1 of his picked up damage somewhere. Not sure who he's come together with, but he's most certainly picked up damage on the right hand side of his front wing, so he'll probably need to come in to get that repaired. But a fascinating start from the drivers, and I think the race is about to get underway now. Oh, it's about to restart. He will make the best getaway out of all those once the race goes green. It's been quite a lengthy virtual safety car here. We should be getting on the way, and we are now. So Total P's keeping himself alert from those behind, and he'll lead the field at the end of lap 1. Lizard keeping in touch with him. Mystic Joker ahead of Turing Bar and Smalley. Orange and Gamma and Roman's Republic doing well in the Ferrari so far, as are the Racing Points. The leaderboard just glitching so far. Hopefully we'll get an accurate update as to who is where on the racetrack, but we do know that Total Peace is continuing to lead. We've got drivers in the pits already. So Pimus is in. Obviously he's got damage to his front wing, as is Safdar. Did he make contact with Pimus? Or even Jay Hartnell? Now all of them are going to go onto the hard tyres. Pimus has gone on another set of the mediums. Infinite Glory has gone on a set of the hards. He's obviously had contact somewhere on the opening lap. So they've got a lot of ground to make up. They may as well keep going, because remember, it's the top 15 who score points, not just the top 10. So Total Peace continuing to extend the gap over Lizard. Although Lizard is most certainly within half a second of him at this moment of time. There's no DRS for the first 2 laps, so Total Peace has an opportunity to try and bridge that gap for the next time the drivers cross the detection point at the end of lap 3, which is just before the Casio Triangle. So, Salt 3, Linus third. You can see if there's any close battles going on at the moment. Dixon's battling with Becco for 10th place. The Total Peace completing in lap 2. Mystic Joker setting the fastest up of the race so far in the Renault. Very nice lap from him. Clearly going very aggressive at this stage. The 3 of them sticking to each other like glue. Coming through the S's. A fascinating sight. Right on board here with Mystic Joker, who's got the AlphaTauri and the Williams in front of him in your picture. And the AlphaTauri just had a little twitch coming through Dunlop. Got away with it though. Takes to the curbs heavily at 130. Picked up a bit of grass on the. He kicked up a little bit of grass on the way in there. Brizzy Boy's got ahead of Casey Bernard for 12th, so he's up in position. He didn't have a good start to the race actually. Brizzy Boy started 10th. He's dropped places, but he's making up for lost time. And back at the front, Lizard staying right on the gearbox of the Williams. How will Total Peace go about defending here? Because you can see Lizard is using the ERS, so you can stay within a good distance. In fact, someone's gone for a spin somewhere. I think it's gone green again now, though. It could well be Dixon who's gone for a spin. But Lizard's going to have DRS. He's right behind the Williams now. Onto the start-finish straight they go. Will we see a change of lead here? Lizard's probably too far back to have a go here. And so he stays behind him. What about further behind? There's a change of position here. Looks like Jidit to win it's gone past his teammate Big Balls Bells. Breezy Boy's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. He's obviously had contact with another driver. A new front wing is ready for him. So both Alfa Romeos have been in the wars. Brizzy Boy has retired from the session, so he's the first driver out of the Japanese Grand Prix. Down to 18 runners. Total Peace still leads ahead of Lizard and Mystic Joker. The three of them separated by 1.3 seconds. Turenbar in 4th place, the highest of those on the medium compound. He's in good state at the moment. He just stays in touch with the leaders. In fact, he'll be on better tyres at this stage now than those will, so he's got an opportunity to close the gap on them. Smalley in 5th place, the reigning champion. Not within DRS range of Turenbar, but Orange and Gamma is within DRS range of Smalley. So Orange and Gamma has got a great opportunity to close the gap on Smalley at least the next time they come down the start-finish straight. Meanwhile, further ahead, we've got Lizard and Mystic Joker fighting over 2nd place. Lizard's dropped back from Total Peace on this lap, and it's allowed Mystic Joker to pull within 1 second of him. But the only problem is that Lizard is still within a second of Total Peace on this lap. And Lizard's going to have DRS to close in, so I don't think Mystic Joker's going to have a go on the AlphaTauri on this occasion. Dan Murphy making up good ground from 19th. Didn't take part in qualifying, but he's making up for lost time in the Haas. Pulls alongside the Renault of Casey Bernard down the inside into turn 1, and that's a cracking manoeuvre there from the Haas to put himself up into 11th position. Great move there from him. Total P's continuing to lead. Lizard in 2nd place, and Mystic Joker. These guys are pulling away now from Turenbar. Here's a couple of seconds adrift of Mystic Joker. You do lose quite a bit of time in the pits here in Suzuka, so pit strategy is going to be crucial. And you have to say that Turenbar's got a great opportunity to win this. Now he just needs to be careful not to take too much life out of the tyres too soon. If he can take those tyres as far as, you know, lap 11, perhaps, then that would be great. And someone else has gone for a spin. It's the Alfa Romeo Safdar. Alfa Romeo's race is going from bad to worse. Safdar's gone for another spin at the S's. Total P's continuing to lead. He's not out of DRS range, so Lizard will use the DRS to defend from Mystic Joker. Dixon's got past Casey Bernard as well, on up to 12th, making up from his spin earlier on. They come through turn 1 now. Incredible to see the top three so close. Turenbar and Smalley separated by half a second. Now these two are on the medium compound. So Lizard continuing to stay in touch with Total P's as they come through the hairpin. Takes a slightly wider line than Total Peace through the hairpin coming out of there. I'm not sure if it was the best line. And Mystic Joker's dropped back from Lizard. I don't know if that's something to do with the turbulent air he's stuck in, but he needs to try and stay within DRS range, because otherwise, when he gets onto the start-finish straight, Turenbar will try and close in. So here's Lizard. Coming through 130R. Drivers completing lap 6. Now, when will they pull the trigger in terms of coming into the pits to go on to either the mediums or the hards? Smalley right behind Turenbar with DRS. It's not going to be a change of position there. Ginit to win it, closing in on the Ferraris, as is Big Balls Bells. And Infinite Glorious spun in the Mercedes. Just avoids the Red Bull of Jay Hartnell. His race going from bad to worse, and he just avoids the Williams of Plymouth. I think the car may have ghosted to avoid a collision. That's really bad news from Infinite Glory, who's had a really wretched race so far. So Total Pieces gap, 9/10 of a second. Doing very well so far. Those who are still running, no penalties given to any of them so far. Hopefully it will stay that way. And down the back straight, heading towards 130R. Total Piece still leading. Lizard in second and Mystic Joker third. Mystic Joker is closer to Lizard than Lizard is to Total Piece. But he can't quite get closer to it because Lizard's going to have the DRS still as they come onto the start finish straight like Mystic Joker will do. Over the line they go to start lap 8. Mystic Joker will most certainly get closer to Lizard, not for him to have a go through turns 1 or 2. Tucks in behind. Smalley's dropped back from Turin Bar. Roman's Republic staying in touch with his teammate Janit to win it as well as in there. Dixon getting past Murphy up to 11th place. Total Piece kicking up a little bit of grass and then more. Very competitive race so far. Just the one retirement. Brizzy Boy crashing out in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, I say he's crashed out. He retired in the pits. Clearly felt that he didn't have any hope of scoring any points here today. This fight's going to go right to the end. I know I keep saying that in a lot of races, but none of these drivers have got time penalties to their name, and race strategy is going to play a key role in this incident. So it's the racing point of Janit to win. It's gone for a spin on the exit of Spoon, and that's cost him a lot of time and places there. He's got Casey Bernard coming up behind him now. He should stay in front of him. So yeah, that's a really costly though for Janit to win it. He's lost at least 4 places. And Total Piece is in the pits. So Total Piece is the first of the leaders to come into the pits from the lead. What tyres is he going to go on? He's going to go onto the hard compound. And he's on his way. Orange and Gamma, I can imagine, will do the same. He does so. Now Total Piece will exit the pits. But it's not going to be with track position. He's behind the McLaren of Liverpool fan in 13th. Orange and Gamma will rejoin ahead of the Red Bull clearly. He's going to have track position. Which is good to see for Orange and Gamma. But Total Piece has got a fight in his hands to get back the lead of the race. He is on fresher tyres obviously than Lizard and Mystic Joker. But he's going to lose time being stuck behind Liverpool fan who's yet to pit. Liverpool fan has started the race on the medium compound. How quick will Total Piece be in getting by him? Not sure he'll do it into the hairpin, will he? Too far back to have a go through that. Gets good drive coming out of the hairpin. Puts the McLaren under pressure. He may be able to get the move done just before spin curve. The McLaren goes to the grass. Total Piece got good enough momentum to take 12th position. And Lizard continuing on in the AlphaTauri, going longer on the first stint. You can see Smalley in 4th place on the road behind the Mercedes of Turin Bar. Even with DRS, still no change. And Roman's Republic in the pits for Ferrari. He's going on the medium compound, so going on a different strategy to his teammate. Big Balls Bells also in for Racing Point. And he's going on to what looks like the hard compound for him. Orange and Gamma coming onto the start finish straight. I think he's going to get in front of Roman's Republic here, you know. And he does so. So it's as you were in that battle. Big Balls Bells rejoining behind the Ferraris. And Mystic Joker has fallen out of the DRS range to Lizard in front. 1.5 seconds now, so Lizard's got a good opportunity to bridge out the gap on everyone else, especially Total Piece, who's already pitted. And Total Piece right behind the Renault now of Casey Bernard. Can he pull off a similar move to what he did on the McLaren of Liverpool fan a lap ago? Round the outside he goes, does exactly the same move, and we've got a couple of instances of virtual safety car. Infinite Glory has crashed out somewhere, and Jay Hartnell has been in the gravel trap. So Infinite Glory's torrid race has ended in the barriers, and that's brought out the second virtual safety car of the afternoon. And do you know what that favours? Lizard. Because on the virtual safety car, you can pit under the virtual safety car and you lose less time. So this is bad news for Total P's, who's already pitted. Both drivers are on their way. Ooh, Lizard nearly stalling as he came leaving the box. We're back on the way again, and it's going to allow the McLaren of Dixon to take the lead on the road. And Lizard will rejoin behind what looks like the Williams of Total P's. In fact, Total P's has got back ahead of him. So Total P's made up enough time, just enough time, to complete the undercut and get back ahead of Lizard and take back what is effectively the lead of the race. Very interesting. So this battle is going to go... This is going to be a raging battle, but remember, Total P's is on the hard tyres, Lizard is on the medium, so Lizard needs to get past Total P's as soon as he can. How will Total P's play this one? Casey Burnham lets Mystic Joker go through. That's a wise move there. Team Orders playing a factor in that. Lizard right behind the Williams, looking to do what Total P's did to Liverpool fan and Casey Bernard on the previous laps. But Lizard can't quite do it this time. Coming through Spoon Curve from this aerial view. I want to go to the battle for the lead here because Smalley is right behind the Mercedes of Turenbar. DRS wide open. I think there's going to be a change of lead here, and Turenbar doesn't really fight it on this occasion, so he allows the Red Bull to go past. Back to the battle between Total P's and Lizard. Lizard with DRS surely is going to be... Oh, and he got nearly pushed into the wall there by the Williams. But he just got away with it, and the Williams driver had DRS because he's within a second of the racing point in front of him, which is Jim to win it. Brilliant racing going on at the moment. And Orange and Gamma has let Romans Republic through as well. He picked up a time penalty under that virtual safety car. And it's 3 seconds for both him and for Romans Republic, which is not good news. But at least neither of them would lose a position. And Leslie going to the inside through the hairpin. Has he got the move done there? I think he has. Or could Total P's go... Oh, they made contact! Total P's in the barrier! And that's going to surely bring out a safety car. That's a really costly error there for Total P's. I wonder if the stewards will have a look at that. That's a nasty shunt. Luckily, no one else was involved. But Total P's will be absolutely furious with that move from Lizard. And it's brought out the third virtual safety car of the race. Total P's, who took the lead at the start of the race from Lizard at the beginning, is out of the Japanese Grand Prix. Terrible news for the Williams team. I wonder what Lizard will be thinking. He's still behind the racing point of Jinnit to win it. The virtual safety car has ended. But I wonder if there'll be some stern words in the stewards room after this, because that was a pretty robust move there from Lizard. Was it too robust? So Turenbar dropping back to over a second from Smalley, so Smalley's out of DRS range. And Mystic Joker now, if Mr. Joker can stay within enough distance of Lizard in front of him, he may inherit the race win post-race. We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, Total P's not a very happy man. Wonder if there'll be some words after the race in the Discord chat. Dan Murphy up to 4th place from the back of the grid so far. He's yet to pit, as is Jin Suwinit, who is on the track from the Avatari of Lizard. Now, can he complete a move that Fernando Alonso had done on Michael Schumacher in 2005. He gets it done before 130R, actually, so it wasn't quite as challenging as we thought it might have been, but I think the Racing Point knew that he's not fighting with the AlphaTauri in this race. So he lets him go, and Mystic Joker will need to get by the Racing Point as soon as he can, which he will do on the start-finish straight. Better tyres, down the inside on the start-finish straight, and that's a clean move there from Mystic Joker, and he goes up into 6th place. Smalley and Turenbart still leading. We're now on lap 14. We're at the halfway point of this race. Will either of them come in to change onto the hard compound at this lap, or will they stretch the tyres and go on the softs? They're looking after the tyres very, very well in this. As I said, will be determined to avoid foul of the stewards. So Dan Murphy holding up Lizard, which is entitled to do. They are battling for position after all. Jay Hartnell in the pits for Red Bull. He's not had a very good race himself, quite frankly. You can see Leslie going up the inside of Dan Murphy before 130R. And that's a very sweet manoeuvre there from the AlphaTauri, and puts himself up to 4th. Next up from him is the McLaren of Dixon, who's yet to pit. Picking off these one by one is the AlphaTauri. DRS wide open, takes the shorter route down the start-finish straight, and is going to go up to 3rd now. Mystic Joker still behind the Haas, so he's losing ground to Lizard in front of him. French Republic still in 10th place. Orange and Gamma 11. Big Balls Bells has got a time penalty to his name as well. 3 seconds it is, as it stands. Oh no, he hasn't got 3 seconds. Liverpool Fun's got 3 seconds, I should say. As it stands, none of those 3 would lose a position. And Jay Hartnell in 16th place, almost a lap down. Although Smalley and Turenbar will be in the pits soon. And someone's had a spin set to one. It's the AlphaTauri of Becco. He's had a mediocre race as well in the AlphaTauri. 13th he's at the moment, so he's still on course for 3 championship points if he was to stay in that position. I'm sure he'll have wished for a lot more than that. Smalley out of DRS range from Turenbar. How long will it be before he decides to pit? He's not pitting on this lap, but Turenbar is. So Turenbar going for the undercut on the Red Bull. Puts the Mystic Joker's got past the Haas of Dan Murphy, and up to 5th place he goes. Dixon is next up from him. Will he be ahead of the Red Bull? Yes, he will. So I'll say it's the Red Bull, it's the Mercedes actually. Turenbar exiting the pits, and he's got a clear track ahead of him, so that's good news for him. That way he can get the hammer down and close in on Smalley. Now, if I was Smalley, I would most certainly consider pit this lap to cover off the Mercedes who's just come in. Dixon holding up Mystic Joker now. Mystic Joker will need to get by. I don't think he'll want to wait for the start finish straight to get the overtake done. I think he'll want to try and do it at the hairpin. Can't quite do it there. Turenbar 3.5 seconds behind. Didn't to win it, so he's got clear enough track ahead of him. I wonder if Dan Murphy and Jennings to win it will pit this lap, which will favour Turenbar a lot, actually. Now, is Smalley going to be coming in at the end of lap 16? The answer is yes. Oh, he nearly drops it on the way in. He's got a 5-second time penalty. That's really bad news for him. Too eager, didn't slow down enough before the pit entry line, where you need to take the pit lane speed limit, and that's going to hamper him a lot. Really bad news for him, as Mystic Joker's now got by the McLaren of Dixon, who goes now up to second place. The Red Bull exiting the pits now, but I think Chirumbar's going to get ahead of him here, and he does so. So that outlet being on the soft compound tyres has helped Chirumbar a lot here, and with the Red Bull having a time penalty, that's one less card to negotiate on circuit. Chirumbar can now go after Lizard and Mystic Joker, who are on the mediums. Dixon in third place. Dan Murphy came into the pits at the end of the previous lap, and he's rejoining 10th. He's had a good race so far as Dan Murphy from the back of the grid. I wish to have seen him in qualifying to find out what his true pace was. But he's doing well so far as the runner-up from last season. Big Balls Bell's getting a time penalty now for exceeding track limits. He's now the 5th driver, or the 6th driver if you include Brizzy Boy, who got that time penalty before retiring the pits. So 5 drivers who are currently still running have all got time penalties. Lizard leads by 5 seconds from Mystic Joker. Then it's Dixon and Chirumbar, who's performing brilliantly on... he's setting some good pace on the soft compound. He'll know that Smalley's carrying a 5-second time penalty as Dixon comes into the pits from 3rd place. Now, can the Red Bull get past Chirumbar? I'm just looking at those clouds. Could we expect to see some rain? It shouldn't do. It is quite a worry. I'd be interested to know if rain is expected for this race. For those who are racing. Orange and Gamma getting past Liverpool Fan and up to 6th on the road at least. Dan Murphy going past Dixon as well, who's exited the pits in 11th. Will be on fresher tyres. Oh, he nearly drops it by going over the curb at turn 1. That won't help him at all. He's well clear of Becco in 12th, so he's got a good chance of getting some good haul of points here. Top 15 score points, remember. We're now at 2/3 race distance. Lizard looking on course for victory, although that incident with Total P still hanging over him at the moment. And the McLaren of Liverpool Fan has picked up a puncher. He's surely hit the barrier somewhere, or whether he's taken the tyres as far as he can. He's taken them far too long, and he's got a puncher as the McLaren. That's really bad news for him. He may drop out of the top 15 by the looks of it. And Mystic Joker's now got a time penalty for exceeding track limits too many times. That's going to damage his hopes of winning this race now. And also finishing second, because Chirumbar and Smalley are within 3 seconds of him. Well, I say that, Smalley has got a 5-second time penalty of his own. So as it stands, Mystic Joker would only lose 1 place. And Liverpool Fan does finally pit him with that puncher. Safdar will go past him, as will Pimis. I think Jay Hartnell's too far behind, so Liverpool Fan will rejoin in 15th place. Now, who holds the fastest lap of the race so far? It's Chirumbar 999. So he's on course to get that extra point for the fastest lap. He's now within a second of Mystic Joker, who's on the mediums. Chirumbar is on the softs. Now, Mystic Joker has been on the mediums for 7 laps. Chirumbar has been on the softs for 2. Surely he's going to have a pace advantage. He's most certainly going to have an advantage for when he uses the DRS, because Mystic Joker is not within a second of anyone in front of him. Coming through the Casio triangle. There you go. Can he get a good exit? Chirumbar out of the Casio triangle. It wasn't a bad exit. He's too far back, I think, to have a go on Mystic Joker, but at least he can use the DRS to not only close the gap on him, but to fend off Smalley behind. Through the first turn, no change of position. Mystic Joker just needs to play it easy. Points are everything in this championship. Dan Murphy in 8th place at the moment. Having said that, looking at the penalties, Smalley's got 5 seconds. Rome's Republic's got 3. In fact, Lezard's got a time penalty now. Now that throws another spanner into the mix. Now, it's only 3 seconds, so Lezard wouldn't lose the lead of this race. So, as it stands, he would still win the race. But he can't afford to be getting too many more penalties like that. He's 6.8 seconds clear of Mystic Joker. Turenbach will be determined to get past him and at least put the race leader under pressure in the final 7 laps. Coming through 130R now. So Turenbach, he's slightly closer than he was a lap ago. So he just needs to get good drive coming out of the Casio triangle to put himself within range of having a go into turn 1. DRS open on the Mercedes. Here we go. He does get closer, but not close enough to do it. And the skies or the clouds seem to be getting darker and darker. Could rain. Throw another twist into the Japanese Grand Prix. Just looking back to see if there's any other battles going on. We've got Dan Murphy in 8th place behind Big Balls Bowles. Now, Dan Murphy is on the better tyres at this stage, so he should get past the racing point at some point. Coming through Degner. And Big Balls Bowles sliding as he comes out of the hairpin. I think that's going to give Dan Murphy the upper hand to pull alongside. In fact, he's got the Racing Point who goes ahead of him. So Jinit to Winner got better drive than the Haas and the Racing Point. And he's got ahead of him. The Racing Point goes wide and Dan Murphy gets past. That was a very smart thinking there from Big Balls Bowles to let his teammate go through. He boxed Dan Murphy in to give Jinit to Win it the upper hand, and Jinit to Win it's got through. Because Big Balls Bowles is carrying a time penalty, his teammate is not. The problem for Jinit to Win it is that he's not going to have DRS on the start-finish straight, unlike Dan Murphy. Should have enough gap to defend the position though. It's a cracking battle to watch. And in fact, with Smalley, who shouldn't be threatened actually, Romans Republic and Orange and Gamma's time penalties, that could allow Jinit to Win it to go up to 6th. Turenbach's got a 3-second time penalty now for exceeding track limits. So the top 3 have all got the same time penalty of 3 seconds. Smalley's got 2 seconds more of time penalty. Clearly the drivers are pushing very, very hard in the closing stages. As they're running out of his ERS at the moment. Smalley's still got some ERS left in him. Now with Turenbach's time penalty, it's possible that Smalley can try and pull out a 2-second margin on him. But he's got to make it quick, because time and laps are running out. Start finish straight they go. The Red Bull's going to have DRS, as will the Mercedes. I think the Red Bull's going to be too far back to have a go, and the Mercedes is going to be too far back to have a go on the Renault. So round they go again in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Jinit to Win it now 1.6 seconds behind the Ferrari of Orange and Gamma on the road. He's got a good chance of a great result here. Renault of Mystic Joker doing very well to keep hold of 2nd. Although Turenbach and Smalling might have a say on that before the checker flag. And Turenbach getting better drive coming out of the hairpin than Mystic Joker. Through they go through Spoon. And Turenbar looking to get the move done on Mystic Joker. It's very much a battle for second place here now. 3:130 they go. Got the Red Bull of Smalley, the reigning champion, determined to get in front of these guys, but he can't quite do it through the Casio triangle, and he's lost momentum as he came out of the chicane. Turenbar looking to get by the Renault. I don't think he's going to do it on this occasion, so Mystic Joker doing very well to fend off these guys. Ginitz with its gap on Orange and Gamma. It saves 1.3 seconds as they cross over the line. Dan Murphy within a second of him with DRS. Dixon on course for a good result. Big Balls Bells will be disappointed with 10th, to be quite honest with you. Would have hoped for more. Casey Burnham's on okay. Becco will be disappointed. Safdar, Pimis, Liverpool fan and Jay Hartnell will rue those mistakes at the beginning. That's Lezard's laps, the Red Bull of Jay Hartnell. Go back to the battle for second between Mystic Joker, Turenbar and Smalley. How will Turenbar play this one? As he comes into the Casio triangle. Can he get good drive out of there? The answer is it's reasonably okay. It's definitely not better than Mystic Joker. He'll have DRS. The Rebel's right behind, so I can imagine that the Renault's going to remain in front here on this occasion, although Turenbar may try and have a go through turn 2. Can't quite do it. Remains behind. Ginitz to win it with DRS right behind Orange and Gamma for 6th place. Dan Murphy in 8th, waiting to pounce in case anything happens between those two. And the rain's starting to fall now on the Suzuka racetrack. We are now on lap 25. I'd imagine the track will get a little bit greasy before the checker flag, but those who are leading will just want to take it easy, most especially Lezard. And Dixon's got a time penalty now for exceeding track limits. It's just how quick will the track get slippy to the point which I don't think the drivers will come in for intermediates. It's not worth it. They just need to take it easy in the last couple of laps. Lezard is starting the penultimate lap now, and Smalley's got ahead of Turenbar. So Smalley getting ahead of the Mercedes to put himself up into 3rd place on the road, but with his 5-second time penalty to Turenbar's 3, he wouldn't keep that podium position. So he needs to try and get past Mystic Joker if he can, to have any hope of getting onto the podium. Here we go, the battle for 6th here between the Ferrari of Orange and Gamma and the Racing Point of Ginitz to win it. Ginitz to win it's going to have DRS on the start-finish straight, unlike Orange and Gamma. And I think we're going to see a change of position here. Ginitz to win it goes to the inside, down into the first turn. And Ginitz to win it takes 6th place. That's a great move there from the Racing Point. 6th place he goes. Can he go after Romans Republic? Now remember, Ginitz to win it does not have a time penalty. Romans Republic has a 3-second time penalty. So as it stands, Ginitz to win it would finish in 5th. Now, can Dan Murphy get by the Ferrari? Interested to see if he can do so. Smalley is now going to be on the tail of the Renault of Mystic Joker. Put a wheel on the grass there whilst he was doing that. And Safdar is in the pits for Alfa Romeo. Probably try and go for the fastest lap if he's quick enough. But Lezard is now about to start the last lap of this Japanese Grand Prix, the first round of the Formula Racing League Tier 1. It's been a brilliant drive from him, although he will be, I would say, having a word with the stewards following the collision between himself and Total Peas. Smalley looking to get by Mystic Joker if he tries to get out of the slipstream of the Red Bull. Rain continuing to fall, which could take another toll in this race. We are on the last lap though. In fact, Chirumba is falling to less than 2 seconds behind Smalley. Now, if Smalley can pull out a 2-second gap on Chirumba, he would remain ahead of him. Chinitsuine can't get by the Ferrari at this point. He doesn't even need to. And someone else has gone for a spin. Oh, in fact, Dixon's gone for a spin at turn 2. And the Williams of what looks like Pimis is gone for a spin at Spoon. And he's got a left rear puncher and he keeps spinning round. Now that's his chance. The point's gone now, surely. Now the leaders are coming up to lap the Williams. But here's Lezard, who has dominated since the collision with Total Ps. And even with the time penalty, it's not going to stop him from taking the victory here at Suzuka. The Casio triangle and the right-hand kink remains between him and race victory. Through the chicane he goes, through the right-hander. Lezard rounds the last corner to win the Japanese Grand Prix. He wins the opening race of the Formula Racing League Tier 1 category. Mystic Joker will come home in 2nd place. And I think Smalley's going to drop down to 4th behind Chirumba. Yes, he does. So Chirumba on the podium. Smalley, the reigning champion, down to 4th place in this race. Picks up some good points nevertheless. Ginitsuine getting by Romus Republic on the last lap to finish in a well-deserved 5th. Well done to him, because he had that spin earlier, I believe, did Ginitsuine. But he's come home in 5th. Dan Murphy will be in 6th place for Haas. In fact, no. Dan Murphy gets 5th place from Ginitsuine. So Dan Murphy from the back of the grid has got up to 5th place at the finish. Brilliant stuff. Ginitsuine 6th. Romus Republic 7th. Dixon 8th. Big Balls Bells is 9th. Casey Bernard will be 10th. Becco behind him in 11th. Orange and Gamma had a spin on the last lap. That's why he's dropped back so much. Terrible last lap for Ferrari, it has to be said. So Orange and Gamma will be 12th. Liverpool fan off that puncher earlier on, staying on those mediums for far too long. He's going to come home in 13th place, although can Safdar take that away from him? I don't think he can. So it's been an interesting first race. The rain came down in the last few laps, but that didn't change anything really. Lezard taking victory for AlphaTauri, taking 40 points to add to the pole position. The fastest up as well, I believe, went to Chirumba. So Lezard, anyway, will lead the championship going into the 2nd round. Brilliant stuff from the AlphaTauri squad and from Lezard. Brilliant drive from him. The drivers celebrating on the podium. Mystic Joker in 2nd place. Chirumba in 3rd for Mercedes. It's a brilliant podium. Total Peace will wish he was up there had it not been for that collision. Exiting the hairpin and before Spoon. So rundown on the Japanese Grand Prix result. Lezard wins by a total of 9 seconds. Mystic Joker was 2nd ahead of Chirumba. Then it's Smalley in 4th. Dan Murphy 5th for Haas. Brilliant drive from 19th on the grid. Ginitsuine was 6th with his time penalty, followed by Romus Republic. Dixon was 8th ahead of Big Balls Bells. Casey Bernard was a respectable 10th for Renault, followed by Becco, Orange and Gamma, Liverpool fan, Safdar, Jay Hartnell in 15th and taking the final point. Pimis, the last of the finishers, in 16th. Total Ps, Infinite Glory and Brizzy Boy were the drivers who did not finish the race. It's been a brilliant Japanese Grand Prix, a brilliant opening race of the season, and we look forward to doing it all again next time out. Now, the next race of the championship will be next Tuesday on the 4th of May in Canada, 8 o'clock British Summer Time, 8 p.m. that is British Summer Time. And we look forward to you joining us for then. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.